Hello, in this video I'm going to give you a quick tour of the Grade Center. I'm going to the control panel here, and then you may need to expand this out. Go into Full Grade Center, click on that, and you'll see that I have some students in here and some data and grades. And notice right off I have two grayed out columns. What that means is that they have been frozen in place, just like you would in an Excel spreadsheet, and I can move the columns back and forth underneath them. That way I can see the student's name always and their last access. And you can customize that. I have columns. Most of these columns are all columns that have been created by Blackboard. When I created a quiz, you'll remember when you did that, it automatically creates a column in your gradebook. A graded discussion board, a grade column, getting started. These are all graded, so the computer created these columns for me. I have one column here that is a manual column, and the only reason you should have a manual column is for something like this. I make little notes here. So say this one was a drop for non-participation, and I put the date. Student can't see this. I made it not visible to that person, to the students. If they have for distance, if they have military near deployed, I might put a little note about that. You can't put much in there, but you can put a little bit. And it helps me when I go to grade so I don't accidentally give somebody a 0 when I know that something's happened. Also, if I wanted to keep attendance and say it was a 16-week course, I'd put 4 manual columns in here, and I would by the month, and then I would just put the date they were absent with a little comma between it, and I would show that to the students. So instead of having a lot of columns, which wouldn't be very practical for a whole term, I'd have 4 columns, for one for each month. So that's one way you could do attendance. I also at the end put in, oops, get that back there. I put in, and this is a calculated column, and the computer that's in there by default, and the computer calculates on the score as a primary and on the letter grade as a secondary. Students can only see the primary score, so whichever you make it. Most of the time you would make it a score. If at the end of the semester I create another text column, manual text column, and I put the letter grade in there for them. Now that doesn't mean that it's an official grade, because you still have to go to Banner and put your final grade in Banner. But that's one way that the students can see it. So keep that in mind. You can email students. Click on there and you go to email, and you can email the selected one or all of them. If you want to do all of them real quickly, just click that. So you can communicate. You can move things around by checking on it and clicking move. Layout position, I usually leave it like it is, but you could lay it out in different positions here by data points. Order ascending or descending, I've got it ascending. You can also filter on your own, and I do use this a lot. So if I wanted to look at, for example, last access, I wanted to quickly click on the column header, it will sort them for me. Let me go back that other way. Let me click it here. Okay, notice I have kind of a lot of different things going on here. I have an attempt in progress, and I have some that have completed and got a check mark, and some that are empty. Well, I can quickly go and click on this column, and you will see that puts it in order for me so I can see it better. So you may want to use those filters in here. To understand what these icons are about, click on the legend, and you can see what they're all about. Don't use the external grade. That's only if it was integrated with Banner, and it would then officially transfer that grade into Banner. That doesn't happen with our system, so leave that alone. Working offline, so you could download. I don't upload back into it from Excel. I only download, so you can download your gradebook, and it will put it in a file that you can open in Excel. Reports, we'll talk about those, and grade history. Lots of tools here on management. We'll go through those in the next videos. And then, of course, your calculated columns and your manual column. Also, keep in mind that each column has a whole bunch of tools. If you click on the chevron next to it, you can see hiding things. Now, I only recommend hiding administrative type columns, because when you hide in the gradebook, that's what it does. Hides it in the gradebook, but not from the students. So don't hide calculated columns or assignment columns. Okay, well, in the future ones, we'll go into more detail.